Naombea nchi ya Saudi Arabia Kwasababu nimeona Shambulio na naombea katika jina la Yesu.
All that news to come, but we start with breaking news from Saudi Arabia. There has been an explosion at a ceremony attended by Western diplomats and other foreign citizens. Here it is on the map, a cemetery in the city of Jeddah during a Remembrance Day ceremony to mark the end of the First World War. Several people injured in that. Natasha Butler following the story from Paris because, Natasha, the French Foreign Ministry is where a lot of the information has come from. What else have they said?
Well, we've actually had a statement now from the embassies of France, Greece, Italy, the United States and the UK. Now, those were all the countries that were involved in this Remembrance Day ceremony that was taking place at a World War I cemetery in the Saudi Arabian city of Jeddah. And what happened was an explosive device went off during this ceremony. We understand that several people were wounded. We don't have any more details exactly about who the victims were, but it was a cemetery for non-Muslims. This is 11th of November. It is Commemoration Day, the Armistice Day, the end of World War I. And in this embassy statement, what it says is that all those embassies together are condemning what they call an extremely cowardly attack. They are calling on the authorities in Saudi Arabia to investigate it with full transparency. We haven't heard as yet from authorities in Saudi Arabia. But this latest attack comes just, 12 days after a guard outside the French consulate in Jeddah was actually attacked and injured by a man with a knife. So tense times indeed. OK, so we'd be very wary of speculating at this moment, Natasha, but the French, is there some sort of French connection here? Again, as we say, most of the information came from France initially. Yes, we do have to be wary. The ceremony that was taking place, as I said, was a joint one with several countries involved, not only France, Greece, Italy, United States and the UK. Nevertheless, it is true that the French Foreign Ministry over the past few weeks has urged its citizens abroad to be particularly vigilant following the growing anti-French sentiment that we have seen in some parts of the world, in some countries in the Middle East, in Asia, after the attacks that we had here in France in October, the beheading of a teacher who showed cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad, again, the Nice attack that took place a short while after that, and after the French President Emmanuel Macron's comments that Islam in the world was in crisis and that he said that the greatest threat to France was radical Islam. So we know that tensions have been rising across the world and that anti-French sentiment is there. Whether or not that is the motivation behind this attack in Jeddah today, though, we can't say. OK, thank you, Natasha. Just being told as well, the French embassy in the UAE is urging vigilance for French citizens there as well. So the warnings spreading around the region. Do get back to us, Natasha, if you hear anything further.